Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the second installment of the fall seminar series here at CCOM. Today, I'm not going to introduce the speaker. I'm going to introduce Dr. Lee Alexander, and he'll introduce our speaker today.
I couldn't pass up the opportunity for a Dr. Lee to introduce another Dr. Lee. In Korea, some of you may know the convention is the last name comes first, followed by the given name. So in Korea, she'd be Dr. Lee Seojeong. This is a colleague from the Korea Maritime University. Seojeong has been here since last March,
Yes.
and will be here until next February. She's a colleague of mine and been active in a variety of committees and working groups, International Maritime Organization, International Association of Lighthouse Authorities, and her specialty is software quality assurance. I'll let her introduce her topic. Very nice to have her here. She's been a great colleague to work with for the past 6 months. Ready?
Yes. Thank you, Lee, and thank you all of you to come here. And today is probably one of the busiest day of CCOM, the autumn day. Yes, I'm Seojeong Lee, and I'm from South Korea. And today's topic is software quality assurance, as Lee mentioned. And before then, I'm gonna introduce myself shortly, and then move to this topic. Yes, this vessel is a training vessel of Korea Maritime University, and it is established at 205, and then the total weight is over 6.6 tonnage. And in Maritime University, Korea Maritime University, there are 230 academic faculty and 6,000 students, and then 4 colleges like this. Yes, dysfunctional. Then I belong to engineering college, and then my primary focus is on software engineering, and then software development methodology is my PhD's dissertation topics. And then I completed a certificate program of software quality at Carnegie Mellon University. And yes. As for studying at or working at Korea Maritime University, I tried to adapt my software knowledges to the maritime area, and then these publications can be made in recent years. Then you can see the combining software skills to skills and then maritime issues. Oh. I'm not familiar to use this probably. Sorry. And I also involved in a commercial product development, and this is one of them. And this is a vessel surveillance equipment, and as named as Navi-I. And it is to track vessels day and night, and then it is to target vessels on electronic chart using real-time videos. And then this system uses this thermal camera with a pedestal structure, and it can be able to connect it to various radars and then another commercial accesses. And these images are the outcome of this Navi-I products, and you can see this left one is daytime mode with the camera image, and then this is a real-time video image. It is operated on the other layer with the layer from the axis. Then you can something like a pop-up window. Then you can move this to another side wherever you want. And then right one is daytime mode with the AIS and radar window is presented. And this one is night mode with camera image, and it is the colors are reversed, and you can see. and this standardization activities, as Lee mentioned, is one of the important part of my work, and then I participate participate in safety of nav subcommittee of IMO, and also INAV committee of IALA. Then especially this year, I submitted the documents about the software quality as same as today's topic, and the document's name is like this: Consideration of Software Quality Assurance Issues for in-navigation Development. And for IALA INAV committee, I belong to portrayal working group. The chairman is Lee, and then as a name of the working group here, Lee and I made a portrayal guidelines for in-navigation information. And this laughing magic is the document what I submitted to IMO NAV, and right one is IALA guidelines. And in the IALA guidelines, my commercial work was included in the document, and as well as it is uploaded at the INAV portrayal portal site. And yes, let's move to this today's topic. So this topic is now I need to say again, software quality assurance issues related to in-navigation development. And I will tell like the sequence: introduction, background, and existing ISO standards related to software quality, and in-navigation, and how much involved and related between in-navigation and software quality assurance, and then the actions what I requested to the IMO now last July. Yes, last year IMO NAV subcommittee 57th meeting. There was some agreements was reached on the software architecture and data structure and standard framework. This is the important issues. I'm gonna tell you about what is in-navigation briefly. Then this is a concept, just as a concept, and it is developed by IMO. And then the purpose is to increase safety and security of vessel navigation, and it is to provide seamless service. Seamless is very important thing. It is based on communication network between ship to ship, ship to shore, shore to shore, and shore to ship. This we called it before as shore and ship. So seamless service on ships and shore. And to do this, they are trying to specify user requirements. After that, then a gap analysis between as is and to be, and the result is input of a cost-benefit analysis. That is defined, specified stage by stage. And they need to define service architecture and data structure and implementation framework. Then this is the service architecture and data structure and implementation frameworks on them. Last year, the IMO NAV agreed what is architecture, what's going to be a data structure, and what is proper the standard framework. Implementation on the implementation framework, they accepted the existing and ongoing IHO's S100 standard, and they also defined the gap between, as I mentioned, between as is and to be. Then it is categorized by operational and technical, and and regulatory and training aspects they define it. Especially software issues are included in technical category. So I think these blue circles are related to software quality. So with this point, and I made my document and then submitted to IHO and IALA subcommittee. You know well about the ACTIS. Then recent years, ACTIS anomalies, that is operational anomalies, are reported at IHO or NAB or MSC Maritime Safety Committee of IMO. There is a big deal to make some to make operational effectively. ACTIS anomalies, I'm gonna show you briefly. It is MIM stands for Maritime Information Note. It is published, reported by UK Coast Guard Agency, and the failure to they reported a failure to display a navigational feature. This failure is one of failures what they mentioned on this report. And then they have also known about it is caused by overlapping cells or ENC non-compatible datums or updating ENC and chart display contents and so on. I think all of this all of stuffs related to ACTIS anomalies are related to software quality or just software issues. Software related issues will be a major challenge to achieve e-navigation in the near future. I pointed about this. And on the other hand, Committee of Search and Rescue is also a subcommittee of IMO. They recommended this sentence. Both navigation and communications equipment must indicate that they are functioning correctly, and then it implies that seamless service between shoreside and onboard. So yes. At this time, I think about and then we need to think about this. How can we verify the functioning correctly, and then how can we confirm that the implementations are operated or implementation is correct or reasonable? So that is the key of I think software quality assurance is a key to solve these problems. So I made a document as the name of Republic of Korea, and then I submitted I can submit the paper. In the paper, I suggest the NAV committee or e-navigation need to include software quality assurance in the developing process, and then they need to develop practical guidelines of software quality assurance. As a result, they accept this to both of them, and then I am other lead and other members keep going on to make this. I think it is something is changed, or slide is changed. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. And fortunately, we have a chance to get some lessons learned from other areas. For example, automobiles or airplanes or medical equipment. As you know, there are so many softwares in cockpit of airplane. For example, in Boeing 747, they have over 700 software units that they have. So, and then they need to communicate to each other among them to keep the functional reliability. There is very hard to keep their reliability, so they need to make some standard framework to make their software. And then in automobile area, they also have some software platform. The name is AutoSAR, automatic search and rescue, or yes. And then you know well that these automobile manufacturers, they are primary members to make AutoSAR. And the near future in maritime field and vessels and as well as shoreside navigational related software systems, they need to provide a common software platforms like this. And this is one of general software quality standards. This is made by ISO, you know well, ISO, IEC, and 9126. They define six major characteristics: the functionality, reliability, usability, efficiency, and maintainability, portability. That is what does that means? I describe this, and you can reference it. And each characteristics contains several sub-characteristics. And for example, accuracy is included in functionality, and security also in functionality, fault tolerance and operability, and utilization, changeability, testability, installability, another like this. Depending on the user functional requirements for software systems, and the appropriate sub-characteristics and their matrices can be chosen. So, and I need to talk about how much navigation is related to software quality assurance. As I mentioned before briefly, e-navigation is developed by IMO and several subcommittees, and it is defined to ultimately their purpose is the harmonized collection and integration between existing software functions or existing equipments, and exchange their messages and presentation and analysis of marine information on board and ashore. And you can this image is concept of show the concept of e-navigation. Then in this picture you can see the components. Components means the vessels or the shoreside information stations. They can share all of hazard or the crash or the accident. They can share. And this is a concept of e-navigation to harmonize and then service seamless service. And they provide this slide, and you probably know about this wide rail project of CCOM. And once a CC, and then this information and warning is sent to immediately USCG, and it is through to the NOAA, Cornell, and CCOM. And this left image is NOAA's actis and including warning, and then the right one is the shoreside stations user interface. Then it might be a very good example of in-navigation. The information is from a sea to ocean to shore, and then shore-side stations can share the informations. And it also a example of in-navigation. It is to display real-time water level on in-navigation equipment. First, the tide gauge sensor made water level, and then it is changed to binary data, and it is made AIS type of the AIS specific messages, and then broadcast to the onboard and then shoreside stations. You can think that every step in the process involves software, part of data, or the process, or keep the version of software or ENC, and yeah, all of them. Then yes, IHO S100 is a implementing framework. It is a framework by framework of in-navigation, and it is built on the ISO existing ISO 19100 series that. From the ISO framework that IHO defined their geospatial information registry as the name of S100 series. Then they will support from data source to the products and services, and by item they are trying to specify what is the what needs to be to be required for implementation. Then yes, existing software is not able to deal with new in-navigation data, or then problems cannot be occurred. So it is from integrating or accommodating a new data formats, or expanding the function of current systems. So generally, problems can be caused by faulty data or systems, or from both. So yeah, my point is software quality assurance is very important stuff on maritime area. Then, and in navigation is a new concept developed by IHO. And then in the near future, in maritime field, there are so many software stuffs are required and will be developed. So and then the software quality assurance are should be required or considered. So these are what I mentioned and then suggested at this last meeting in this year meeting, IHO and IALA 58th meeting. They need to recognize the reported active anomalies related to software issues, and then software quality standards exist for many safety critical systems already. So maritime field needs to consider all the software quality issues too. And the software-related issues are best addressed by SQA process, and there are relevant. And fortunately, there are relevant ISO standards. And we can get some lessons learned and and then we can make it easier than other field. And then they need to confirm about the software quality assurance should become a part of in-navigation development. The gap analysis and cost-benefit analysis are part of the in-navigation development. Then they need to develop the software quality assurance guidelines and best practice related to in-navigation implementation. As a result, they are accepted all of probably almost of these my suggestions, and then they asked to me to make the draft software quality assurance guidelines. So I submitted to the correspondence group last month, and then and revised version I made. Lee is very big favor to make it, and then this morning I sent the revised version to the chair of correspondence group. And after that, I'm trying to make best practices related to software related maritime stuff. So yes, especially I mentioned about the in-navigation implementation. Yeah. Yes, this is the end of my presentation. Yeah. In the middle of I don't know why the reason why 2 or 3 slides are disappeared. Yes.
Must be a software issue.
Yes. Right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Questions, comments?
Could you give us some examples of what kind of actions would be included in the software quality assurance process? What would
be included in the software quality assurance is I don't know where. Yes, there are.
So what? These would be the functions you would wish to assure, but how would you implement these? What would be some of the steps that would be called for to make sure that portability was maintained, for example?
Yes. About this, we can get some process. It has been already described at the ISO 12207 standards, and then development methodology. What is implemented by SEI, Carnegie Mellon University. The name is CMM and CMMI. Probably some of you has known about this. And the process is from the defining user requirements, and then after that, the user requirements, and then ultimately they are figure out that how much the user requirements are implemented in the software systems, and then there is or coding some software or some program with programming language, Java, C or C++, then you can meet some some managing managing version of this programs. So then at the time, if you make some version very strictly or rigorously, then you can manage it very well. But if not, then everything is messed up. So it is a very little thing to include it in the process. And if you want, then I need to. Yeah.
Let me just give a practical example, Andy. Mandatory ACTA starts this year. For the next 6 years, it must use certain types of data. The software that was implemented in the system that was type approved, it goes through a testing process. It's about 4 or 5 years old. We're not sure that all the new E&C data is going to work in the system. So is it a data issue with old data, new software? Or is it old data, old software? Or new data and old software? So there'll be probably a certification process that'll have to be conducted, and there'll be some certificate saying this system has been tested and complies with the current requirements for able to use this type of data. Now, when we go to S100 ENCs, probably in the next 5 or 10 years, it's going to be a really big deal because old systems using new type of data.
So this would be sort of software engineering tools like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You mentioned configuration management, walkthroughs and reviews.
Unfortunately, we've already seen these experiences, the so-called ACTA anomalies, where some of the United Kingdom ENCs were unable to accept a new update, the whole system locked up. And again, is it the data, is it the software, is it both?
So this is process related.
Yes, process related and product related. And both of them are included in the software quality assurance. Yes. You mentioned about the process related. Okay.
We have a number of questions from the internet, but before maybe we ask those, we'll just do a couple questions more from the audience, and I can kind of weave them in as we go. I saw a hand come up. Okay.
So with this, do you know currently how many software systems are able to display this type of information right now? So I mean, is it kind of like a herding cats problem too, or are there a lot of cooks kind of spoiling the?
For shipboard systems, it's herding cats. Yes, it is. There's really, all the new cars that are manufactured now have lots of these tests. Almost all the aviation industry uses these. It's hardly even started in the maritime.
Where you're saying that you can see real-time ship activity in a harbor, would ACTA systems kind of come with a disclaimer, maybe in the next 10 years, like this isn't 100% accurate? Because I can just see, like, not necessarily boat captains who have been used to looking out, but maybe some of the younger generation getting very glued to the screen and thinking that's all that's around them, and they miss a ship and there's an accident.
You're absolutely right. It's a
That's
big concern, particularly with your, I don't mean to pick on your generation, which is much more comfortable.
GPS systems.
Us old graybeards that were mostly analog transitioned into, we're the digital immigrants. You're the digital generation.
Yes, right. Innovation needs to take care of the young generations.
Maybe you could have a pop-up that says, look up.
No, but it's more than that. But I mean, it's, can you trust the software?
And that's what I'm asking.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, no matter how much quality assurance you do, there could always be.
How much quality?
Well, no matter how good the software is, there could always be a blip and something could go under the radar, and then all of a sudden.
Or post-catastrophic events, and now there's debris and stuff in the water that people are.
Well, there's this concept of virtual reality and augmented reality, and it just goes on, and then some of it gets pretty scary, because how do you know? Particularly if you're not looking out the window.
Yeah.
Then before in navigation development, the communications status are not good in on board, as you know. So the software related services could not be able on the onboard. But now the communication problems are once communication problems are solved, then onboard users can take same services same as shore side. So we can imagine, and then we can try into the virtual VR or AR, and then every software related services can be implemented or. So I think that in this situation, the SQA is more and more important to them. Yes.
Okay, we have a couple questions from the internet. Shahak is tuning in, of course, and his first question is: how common is it to have delays in real-time communications?
Yeah, probably that is communication and stuff, and then. I don't know how to handle.
Depends what you call delay.
Just delay. If communication techniques are made more higher than now, then it can be solved, I think. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we talking about delays on the order of minutes or hours? Or?
Yeah, hours too. Hours. Then should be.
Yeah, the real concern is outages and when you see something that corrupts the system.
Yeah, and if when gathering data from sensors, and in this situation, some delay is sometimes delay is not big deal because the sensor data is very updated very faster than the server or PC then.
Seojeong, put up the example of the water levels and then the binary
Yes.
message, and
Okay.
that's a good one.
What's that?
Yeah. For instance, if your water level sensor for some reason begins to malfunction,
Mm-hmm.
then it may not get converted into the right binary data format. And that even if it is, or if it's not, then it's sent out as an AS message, which, it's unreadable. And if you're doing dynamic underfield clearance and already committed to a transit with a post-Panamax vessel in a narrow waterway, Yahoo! It can really get nasty.
Okay. On a related topic for water level, Shahak is also curious what datums are typically used. Is it mostly WGS84, or do you have common datums for this purpose?
Wow. Not this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's part of the issue, but that's really more of a data format issue
Yeah.
as opposed to software. But WGS84,
Okay.
in the vertical as well as horizontal.
Okay. Kurt Schwer is tuning in, and he has a couple questions. I'm not sure that I understand exactly what he's asking, but for a software developer, I bet you understand. He says, you've not mentioned integration testing, unit testing, and test data sets, but I did hear a little bit of talk about that. What do you think the role of these are, and should the community be able to see the test results?
Test results. Yeah, it is not simple to say just shortly, but the integration testing, unit testing, and then some other validation and verification is part of the very important part of the testing issues. So if developing software quality assurance, then whatever he mentioned must be included in the process. So he don't need to worried about that. Yes, I need to touch about that. So
Yeah, we wish Kurt were still here.
So do I.
hard.
He sent us a smiley face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wants to ask again, should the test results be public? Or should they?
Yes, yeah, it should be public. Then I need, and then many IMNet members publish it commonly, so open.
So likely part of a certification process.
Yes.
In other words, for e-navigation capable vessels that are allowed preferential treatments for transits.
I mentioned about the automobile software platform. The name is AutoSAR. It is revised currently 4.0 version, and then it is open to all of the manufacturers in the world. So if some company or manufacturer wants to develop software, and then they should, and they need to take care and follow the AutoSAR software platform. If not, they have no market share in the automobile.
Dr. Lee, I expect that the AutoSAR is an industry-led consortium for software quality.
Right, yeah.
And IMO is more of an intergovernmental. Would you advocate for industry lead on software quality, or governmental or intergovernmental lead?
Yes.
CRRM.
CIRM stands for
Committee International Maritime, but they're the Equipment Manufacturers Association.
Yeah.
And well, we had mentioned Michael Rambo. We had a meeting with him and all.
Yeah, so
Already they've jumped on this big time. They want to see this happen.
Yes, yeah.
But I guess the more fundamental question is it the industry lead, or is it IMO lead? I doubt if there's an intergovernmental agency that's looking over AutoSAR, is there? But it appears that there is in the maritime. Do you think that's appropriate?
I think I could suggest a starting point, and then probably I'm not sure, and then it is hard to say which organization, government or industry or research, what organizations are the leader of that. It is hard to say, but industries are very big users of this software. Then they should be participate in this.
But you asked a real key question, Andy. I mean, it has to be industry that's on board with this. And we met the Secretary General of CIRM, 3 weeks ago? He's quite keen about this, but you're right. Should it be industry leading this, pushing this? That would be good.
This might be more kind of towards the future of e-navigation versus specific software thing now, but I was just curious, like how, besides just water level sensor data and stuff like the right whale stuff, I mean, is there any thought towards what happens like when there is something that's sudden and catastrophic? You know, obviously with the tsunami, the debris, crossed the ocean, and that's obviously a navigation hazard for ships out there. And there was a lot of work to try to track the debris field as it came across, and now it was washing ashore, of course, on our coasts. So if there's a way to track that, do you see a possible AIS message in the future for stuff like
Area
that?
notice.
And would that be integrated?
Absolutely, absolutely. Area notice.
Okay. Oh, so was that stuff already?
Yes.
So was that stuff already tracked?
That's
in
what
it?
Kurt and I worked on. That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. But the challenge is how to get out the ships, and if ship says, I'm receiving something, but I can't display it. The
Right.
data doesn't display properly, or the message is corrupted,
Yes.
or the systems I have can't read this format. That's the challenge.
It is caused by data problem, protocol problem, or version of software problem. So we need to find some good ways to mitigate them, so, included in AIS and BTS matters or other active matters. All of that. Okay.
Okay, is that it?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Oh.